Okay. So I do like this is a little bit more slanty than I like. Okay. There we go. It's not the best. Yay. All right. So can y'all see? Okay. Alrighty. And I'm going to do a little different thing today. I'm going to try to use a different palette. It's a Kiko Tanobi, probably. I don't know. Kiko. She uses teal, viridian green, and alizarin crimson. That would be like your phthalo blue or phthalo green. Alizarin crimson and her that phthalo to get her black and well, I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not actually, because I like a pretty blue sky. Well, we'll see. I'll tell you if I'm gonna do that. Okay. Okay. And my brush, this is tinted blue. I'm gonna come back in. And make it darker. So this is your cerulean or cobalt blue. Actually, I like cobalt better. And you really cannot even see the sky. It's all trees. But I'm going to put some sky back in there. Okay. But I am leaving lots of space for my... Okay. I'm going to do this edge here. This is like the shoreline, but it's really lots of vegetation, lots of ivy, and this comes out here. And so I am going to use that combo that she uses for my darks. And you want to pay attention. There's a lot of, see where that's lighter? You really want that. And then this and here is the reflection. So you can go ahead and wet that, and it'll come down. And this is, you're just gonna let your brush dance. And we are going to put some green over this, but we're going to let it dry really well. And this is really dark in here. Okay. And we have these little spatterings of shadow, right? Come down here, a tree. And now we have, so pick a light green that you have, and we're going to come in here. And I'm leaving white, and I'm leaving it on purpose because we're going to, that's our sunlight. And I spritzed it. I'm very far away. Okay. All right. We're going to pull this over the water. I want to make sure. There we go. That this is going to be our horizon line. So there's your reflections already, right? Just an easy way to do it. All right, so we're going to come down here, and then this, we got to clean this guy up. We'll give him a black hat. He's got, or a dark blue hat. He's got, so this is just a darker version of your, there we go. And he's got a blue bill on his hat. And I don't think this guy has a hat. We'll give him a bucket hat. He's going to have some headgear. We just can't have it. But we'll give him a make that tan. And then he can have a tan hat. Okay. All right. So you need some flesh tones. And so you're going to get your alizarin crimson. Your medium yellow. And mix those until they're kind of a tan. And for the shadows, you can we'll put a little blue ultimate cobalt. You're just using cobalt anyway. We'll just keep that in there. Okay. All right. So here we are. So this is dry brush. That's needs some more yellow. That's too much. You want it dry brush, but you want it to be really light. So after you put some paint on your paper, you're gonna, because you really can barely, you know, you see light and dark. That's all you see about their face. And their hand is over. And then this arm is way out. And so we're going to do the same thing for each face. And you could actually just leave it a little bit white. Like this guy, you could just barely. And his arm is coming out here. And we'll just hope no rowers see this and they'll go, arms, don't do that. What was she thinking? Okay. And this guy. This guy really is, he really to me looks like he's looking up over there. And this, hard to tell. I'm looking on my computer, but I was so far away. It's just grainy. Yeah, I think they're looking. There's this person walking, and I think they're up there looking. But anywho, okay. So this is too dark, so I'm going to put water on it. And then putting it on his arm. I add a little, because you can see the shadow for him. And right here is a shadow. Okay. And then his arm is right there. Okay. All right. So we're going to let those dry. We're going to do our boat. We're going to come back in, take your flat. You take your flat. I don't have mine handy bandy. And you're going to get some of that really nice dark that we made. I'm making it. Okay. And we're going to this is going to be our line, and it is going to be, it doesn't have to be, and it shouldn't actually be straight, because some of the vegetation grows out like right in here, you know. So, and this we're going to have to, this got really watery, so we're going to come back and add our darks. This, we do want a kind of a line in here, because that looks like that's a little walking trail. Okay. These are just guidelines. The water is green. It's a thing. Okay. So I really want a juicy brush, so get your big round, and you're going to be really careful to paint around your oar, your boat, and your people. So you're going to wet it. And the boat's down here. They're neat. You can see their knees. So maybe we should put their knees, leave room for their knees. Here, we're doing body parts. And I'm going to add a little, oh, that's a big. Okay, legs are usually a little, I don't know, sometimes men's legs aren't. These guys are rovers though, they should have pretty tan legs and arms. We'll make the boat come up over them right here, right? And I'm just blocking stuff in. It's okay if it's a little messy. All right, so we're going to come back with our brush. And I'm pulling this, lifting this up because that was too, I didn't want it to be green. It's like an aqua blue or something. So maybe somebody should have an aqua hat. Ah, I will do that right now. Okay. Looks like a cowboy hat. All right. All right. Here we're going. And this you don't have to be so careful of. We are going to have reflections in here, but you really want to pay attention in here, because where your water goes, your paint will follow. Okay. Okay. I have to fix this. It's bugging me. Okay. So I lost my slant. Okay. So we're going to kind of do that crazy, get that little viridian green going. And watch her, don't put it on your people. Did not do that. And you want, it's good to leave some light, but you want it to be soft. Okay. So I'm going around really careful. This brush might be a little too juicy, honestly. Maybe I should change. Tends to, probably not the best detail brush. Okay, here. Now, this is better. And notice I'm putting my water in before I put their clothes, paint their clothes. And there's a reason. First of all, you can kind of fix any oops you get with your water. But you can also you don't want to, you want your people in your clothes to look like they're on top of the water. And sometimes when you, I really like this over here. It's nice and there is this thing. Look at this. It's weird because, oh, maybe they're going this way. They're rowing backwards. So I didn't know they did that. So the wake is back here. So we do want to leave a wake. So I'm going to lift up and make sure that we have that. Okay. So we're just going to keep on. Okay. And I think we're just going to have to scrape out those poles. That would be blue, probably, not that. Okay. Okay. That's a little too green. Okay. I don't like that. Okay. So I'm coming around this guy. Around his hat. And yes, I know that in the picture, their heads are level with the shore, but I really don't, I intentionally did not want that. Because I wanted there to be sometimes that looks weird. It creates, they're called tangents. And just because something is a certain way in the picture doesn't mean you have to paint it that way. So this is let's do some little curlies, especially out by where their poles will be. And this is where you want it to look white, but you don't want it to. There. Okay. And I did not like that gray. Because the water is pretty green. Okay. So, I know this color. All right. So, actually, get your cobalt blue. And your phthalo. So when I was doing all this business, I was not actually touching the paper. I think that's... okay, sometimes if you just get another brush, it's better than using your paper towel. All right. So this is fairly white. So we're just gonna and I'm just dragging a pretty okay. I'm just moving this. Okay. And then we have our people. So this guy, I'm going to lift off the top of his, for the sunlight. It's hitting his hat. There. I think I'm going to work on the trees up here. Okay. So down here. They're not big trees. At least this one's not. Then we have some little sapling the trees. And your light's coming this way because your shadows are going that way, okay? So when you do if you put your dark on the side of a tree, then like that kind of took over. But you can make your branches real wispy. These are little kind of, they're saplings. They're just getting started in life. Okay. All right. We have those. We have a big tree coming down. We have right in here. And then we have some little scragglies up here. And then we have one, up there. I'm going to come in with my burnt sienna. Okay. And I'm sure there's some little vegetations down in here. That is my water. Okay. Well, actually, that's okay because it's, especially right in here. Okay. This one's going to go down. Okay. And what you want to do is get some things going down. Oh, that way. Okay. When I get and when you're doing your trees, you want to leave sky holes. So make some marks. Different colors of green. Even the kind of the crazy green of the lake. Especially this guy's really dark. And then we have these. These are trees back here. We don't want to forget those. And I'm going to put a little gray in it to kind of push it back. This is what you want in here, right? Okay. We have to define some things. Okay. And this is going to come out here. This is a flat. I'm trying to make my line here, because there is a little bit of a drop off. So I'm going to pull this down. And I'm just pushing to make this bank. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry.